Hello and welcome to With Walter Anderson. Today we're going to talk about, for Black History Month and Women's History Month, we're going to be talking about Josephine Baker. You probably know her as a dancer and an artist, but she did so many other things other than that, and I think it needs to be told. She was born in East St. Louis, June 3rd, 1906, from a washroom woman and a drummer. That was Eddie Carson and Carrie McDonald. That was her parents. She witnessed one of the most terrifying race riots that ever existed in America. It's not even talked about. I mean, I hear people talk about Rosewood, and I hear people talk about the Black Wall Street. But what happened in East St. Louis on July 3rd, 1917, you had 39 black people killed. They said there were hundreds, and there were 9 whites killed. And she never forget that. She came back many times to East St. Louis. When she was 13, she was married, and by 19, she had been married twice and divorced. Josephine spoke 5 languages, and the thing about her is she started off really in a big way in 1921 when she came to New York with the Dixie Steppers. There was a vaudeville act. In 1925, because of all the Jim Crow problems, she decided to move to Paris, and she accepted and renounced her U.S. citizenship and became a French citizen. She owned a cheetah. She, at her time, was the Michael Jackson in terms of she was the most photographed woman of her time. In 1936, she returned to the United States and she performed with the Ziegfeld Follies. And she didn't renounce her citizenship until 1937. She was a spy. She hid information in her sheet music during the World War II issue in Germany. She raised over $1.2 million to support the French liberation effort. She was an intelligence agent. She moved to Morocco in 1944 because of illness, but she still worked behind the scenes. She refused to perform for the Nazis. In 1951, while she was in France, she was offered a $10,000 a week job to appear in Miami in the United States. And she took the job. She came back, she performed, and I think I have the story right, but let me tell you this. There's a gentleman named Walter Winchell who, if you took the social medias that we used to say and put on steroids, this is the power this man had. He had the power to destroy your career like that. So, what happened was, I believe, a woman spat on her, and she told Walter Winchell. When she told Walter Winchell, she began to suffer the similar fate that Paul Robeson suffered. Walter Winchell had her name brought to Joseph McCarthy in the movement where they berated Americans for being communists, and she had to leave the country. Another thing Josephine did is children's rights. She had something called the Rainbow Tribe. In 1953, she had 12 adopted kids. They came from all over the globe. Finland, Japan, France, Belgium. But she wanted to come back to the United States in the 60s. So she wrote President John F. Kennedy a letter, and he lifted the ban that was put on her, and she returned to the United States. She was the only female to speak at the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. She was a very strong supporter of the NAACP. At her end, she withdrew. But Princess Grace of Monaco asked her to perform, and when she performed, Princess Grace helped her out. So, the French Pantheon is a repository for remains of great French citizens. Josephine Baker was the first black woman ever put into the French Pantheon. And there's only 79 people in the 2-century existence of this monument. She was a philanthropist, she was a patriot, she was child and race advocate, she was a spy, she was a dancer, and most importantly, she was a soldier. She was actually a second lieutenant in the French army. So, that's Josephine Baker. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you like the video, subscribe. And there's going to be more coming to you involving Women's History Month and Black History Month. Thank you very much and have a great day.